but I mean, and then hats off to the defense. I mean, they ate bird all day. I mean, I think they totaled 6 sacks yesterday. I mean, that's just phenomenal. But I really love the how Julio Jones fumbled the ball and that's like the 1 yard line. He really thought he had a touchdown, but I mean, Marshawn Lattimore came up at the last minute and knocked it out. So I mean, I couldn't be more happy with the way they played. Now, it wasn't as good as a game as they played against the Eagles. But just the fact that it was in the dome, it was against our biggest division rival. I mean, I can't wait to see what they do Thursday. It's like every week there's a new surprise. Somebody makes an emergence. So every week I'm just waiting to see, okay, who's going to stand out this game?
Absolutely.
Dez Bryant can't play Thursday, but I mean, hey, it'll be a game for him. We'll have to represent for Dez.
All right. Well, good deal. Well, okay, Kinsley, we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back, and we are going to pick some ball games. We got a whole sledge of great games that's going to be played today, so sit back and enjoy the show and tell us what you think on Facebook or Twitter. So we'll be right back talking more sports, and here's one for all you Southern Miss fans out there. All right, Kinsley, did that fire you up, buddy?
Oh yeah, man, that's some good stuff right there.
Absolutely. All right, let's start picking some games here, and we've got a lot of good games to choose from. So, if you love college football, then today is your day because there's a lot of good games that's going to be played. And here's some games kicking off at 11. Okay, Kinsley, we got Texas going over to Kansas. Now, Kansas is going to have a new head coach next year, and that's going to be Les Miles. Texas is a 15.5-point favorite over Kansas, and I think they whip Kansas as bad as they want to. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, that's Texas all the way.
Okay. All right, the next game is going to be around 3 o'clock, and it's going to be Central Florida, UCF, down at South Florida. And it doesn't have the line on here, but I'm assuming UCF is going to be about a 10-point favorite. UCF is 10-0, and South Florida is 7-4. Who do you like there?
Yeah, UCF. Yes, UCF has a really good team this year. So yeah, I don't even think South Florida is going to even be a competition.
Okay, now we go to Oklahoma and West Virginia. Who do you like there? Oklahoma is a 3.5 favorite.
Yeah, I like Oklahoma in this one. I would even say it's going to be a close game, but yeah, Oklahoma's going to edge it out.
Well, I have to disagree with you there. I like West Virginia, especially in Morgantown. It's 29 degrees right now. It's going to be a cold one, even colder than that at 7 o'clock. So West Virginia is used to that, and so I'm going to say West Virginia in the upset.
Okay, so I don't know, John. I don't really think the cold is going to affect Oklahoma that much.
Oh, I think you're wrong, my friend. I think you're wrong because West Virginia is going to whip them like a redheaded stepchild. It's gonna. I don't think they're going to whip them, but it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a good game. So it should be.
You think it'll come down to a field goal?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be a close one.
Okay. I'm still going to stop with those.
Well, you're going to be wrong there, but you can say that Big John told you so. Now let's go up to the Pacific Northwest. Another cold game is going to be the University of Washington traveling over to Pullman, or I should say down to Pullman, taking on Washington State. UW is 8-3, while Washington State is 10-1. Now, Gardner Minshew is from Brandon, or Madison Central, one of those Jackson schools up there, and he's been playing well. And I like Minshew to continue playing well against Washington today, and I think Washington State, that is, wins by a touchdown.
Yeah, I agree, John. Get it right there.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to edge with Washington State on this one. Quarterback has been playing, really good. So yeah, I think they're gonna pull out the victory today.
All right. Now let's go on to Saturday. Some big games, and we've got Michigan, number 4, going to Ohio State. The big game, and this one is a hated rivalry, just like any other is. Michigan is a 4.5 favorite, and I think they cover. I think this is going to be their statement game, and they're gonna whip the Buckeyes.
Well, John, when I saw this match, I couldn't help but think about Big Ten Bob on this, and I was like, man, I bet his nerves are going to be all over the place for this game. But I like Ohio State. But I don't know. They just haven't been performing the way they're used to performing. They're kind of falling off.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave the edge to Michigan in this. They play some really aggressive football. I mean, they're very productive on offense and defense. I mean, they can score both ways, and they play some really exciting football too. I mean, just a lot that's going on up at Ohio State, and then Urban Meyer just been rather frustrated about their performance as of lately, and then even ever since they got beat by Purdue, I've kind of shied away from Ohio State. So I'm gonna give it to the Wolverines.
Okay, very good. Now let's go to 11 o'clock on Saturday. You have Saturday the Florida Gators going over to Tallahassee, taking on Florida State. Now, Kinsley, I don't like Dan Mullen. Willie Taggart, I don't think was the right choice, but I think Florida State wins in an upset over Florida. That's my upset of the weekend. Florida State beating Florida to get bowl eligible.
Really, John?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll let that be your upset of the week, but I don't see Florida State winning this game at all. As long as Taggart is head coach, I don't know. That's funny, John.
Hey, well, you just wait and see when it happens, all right? So,
I'm telling you what I just told you.
Oh, well,
they will not win this game.
You can never tell. You can never tell.
But you know what, John? Okay, you just said you don't like Dan Mullen, right?
No, I hate him. I think he's a piece of crap.
Okay, John, be nice. Golly.
Oh, that's being nice.
But see, your reason for not liking Dan Mullen, now that's just personal. I mean, I understand your reason, but still, that's a personal thing. But I just don't think Florida State has a chance against Florida. I really don't.
Well,
I mean, to be honest, Florida State can't beat nobody but themselves, and they probably can barely do that.
Right. Well,
I got Florida on this.
Okay, well, you can.
Willie Taggart going to be just like every other Saturday. He's going to be on that sideline looking clueless, holding that little old index card with a little old bitty plays on it, don't even have a clue about what they mean.
It could be. It could be. Well, let's go out west, where Notre Dame travels to USC to take on the Trojans. Now, Kinsley, Notre Dame is a 2-touchdown favorite, and I like the Fighting Irish here. Go Irish.
Yep. Notre Dame all day.
All right.
We'll see you later, because it ain't going to be today.
Absolutely not. And now we go to the Mountain West. We got a couple games in Utah. BYU going to Utah. Now, this is a tough game. Utah's a 12-point favorite. I like BYU here in the upset.
I don't know about that one, John. I could see it Taysom Hill still there, but you got Utah in this.
All right. Now, the other game on Saturday, the late game, going to be on ESPN, featuring Utah State at 10-1, traveling to the Bluefield, taking on Boise State at 9-2. So this one's for the Mountain West Championship game in that division there. So, who do you like, Kinsley? Utah State, number 21, Boise State, number 23.
I like Boise.
And why is that?
Just better teams. I mean, the rankings are close, but when the rankings are that close, I mean, it's still really competitive. No team's really more or not that much more powerful than the other. But I like Boise. I think they have pretty balanced offense, pretty decent defense. So I think they hold off Utah State.
Okay, well, I'm going to go with Utah State. They're sitting up at the top of the Mountain West right now. They'll be taking on Fresno State after they beat Boise State in the Mountain West Championship, so I'm going to go with them. And Kinsley, let's go to the Conference USA for our final college football pick with Southern Miss traveling out to Texas. They're 5-5 right now. They won't have a 12th game. They're going to be playing the Utes, the Miners out there in El Paso. I like Southern Miss here. I think Southern Miss wins. UTEP's been having a terrible season. Southern Miss wins to get bowl eligible.
What? John going with USM?
I am. I'm going with USM, man.
Oh, goodness. But John, either you're in the giving mood, or you just pull off the good old Thanksgiving there, and you can't think straight.
Well, I
thinking right in a sense.
It might be a little of both, but hey, I'm going with the Eagles here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with it too. Pretty much last game of the season. Even though they're not at the Rock, they want to end the season on a high note. It just came off of a good victory, so they want to put themselves in position to become bowl eligible. Now, there's a win. It guarantees them a bowl, but it puts them in position to be eligible. I think they'll actually get a bowl. Unfortunately, I don't really think they'll get that good of a bowl. But hey, a bowl is a bowl. I mean, it's money. It's money that they need for a lot of things. As far as for the football program. So I think they're going to end the season on a positive note, get a win, get a bowl, and get some good, not good, but pretty decent money.
All right. Well, good deal. Well, let's take another break. We're going to come back and talk a little high school football, and then we'll go into our grievances and shout-outs. But here's a classic, the Notre Dame Victory March. All right, welcome back, everybody. It's Big John and Kinsley talking sports on Something to Talk About. And remember these fine sponsors: Central Sunbelt Federal Credit Union, Kim's Nissan, Crazy 8 Vapor, Old River Road Deer Processing, Ellisfield Florist and Gifts, Citrus Solution Carpet Cleaning, The Cotton Bowl, Tomley Christmas Tree Farm. They've got Christmas trees. Oh my goodness, Kensley, go by there and see them in Oak Grove.